funny gentleman. He's going to tell you why it's special. Please put your hands together for the awesome Mr. Peter Joe Byrnes, everybody!
Time's a funny thing. I think this is appropriate because we're at the end of the summer, and it's one of these times when everyone says, "Oh my God, the summer went by so fast, it went by in a blink." Fuck you, that's on you. Because if you don't think so, think about when you were 9. When you were 9, the summer went on so long, you can't even believe that there was only one summer when you were 9. There must have been at least 2 or 3 of those summers when you were 9, right? It's the sort of thing where, like, I mean, and understand, the reason that the time seems to go so slowly when you're 9, people say, oh, it's because you're having so much fun, you're going to have all these, no, that's not why. It's because you're paying attention. You're aware of your surroundings. Because the other time, when time goes on forever, when you're 9 years old, is when you're bored. And you can be bored when you're 9, like you're bored like in no other point in your life. You're at grandma's and she has dust in the candy and no cable and all these shitty New Yorkers and the cartoons suck. That's boredom. Or your mom takes you dress shopping and there's nothing to do. I understand that these days there are Game Boys and things. And I understand also that I'm never bored now because I have access to an iPhone and Netflix and hardcore pornography. So there's never a time when I'm bored. But you also have to understand that when time is flying for you, when you're not bored as a grown-up, oftentimes it means that you're indistinguishable from being dead. Like if you drive to work and you can't even remember how you got there, you were technically dead during that time. And if you spent your Labor Day weekend watching Law & Order SVU marathons and playing video games, and where did the time go? That's because you were mostly dead. This is why I like baseball. Because baseball fits my life philosophy. For one, it's the game where if you fuck up 60% of the time, you're the best player that ever lived. I can go with that. The second thing is, time has no meaning in baseball. A single game could theoretically last 1,000,000 innings. But the season ends. And the fascinating thing to me is that most baseball players, about halfway through the season, that it ain't happening this year. But they still show up. If you're in Kansas City, you know opening day. But you still have to show up. They still pay you. That's what you still need to do, right? And the other thing is that baseball, well, I mean, this is why, like, there's no chance, really, for radical change. I mean, yeah, you have one game, you score 5 innings, you know, you score 5 runs in the 9th inning, and you win. And kids always hang on to that. That's why they never want to leave the game, right? Because when you're young, you think there's still a possibility for that. I'm going to lose weight and quit drinking and quit smoking and my life will be different. No, it won't. I don't know why it won't, because the past 25 times you did that, it didn't work then either. But change is possible. It's just you don't know it when it's happening. Like, for instance, it's when I realized that I didn't remember who I was before I was with my girlfriend that I asked her to be my wife. And you don't start out as being a parent. You start out as some guy that's got to take care of like a fucking kid. But you keep showing up like the baseball player, and eventually you can't remember who you were before you had that kid, and that's when you become a father. And sometimes you're a middle-aged IT executive with a strange hobby. But you keep showing up week after week, and you become a comedian with a day job. And I don't remember what my life was like before I met Adam Burke. Because I've only been coming here 60 weeks, and it seems like 5 or more years. Yay! Which means I'm going to live forever at this rate. Thanks very much. I'm Peter Byrnes.
Totally impressed me to open a bottle of champagne without fucking blinding someone. So, Pete's been coming here for a little over a year. 60 weeks, and so he basically, over the past 60 weeks, he missed a few. He's written a different 4-minute set every week. He's done 52 unique sets. And he started comedy in your early 20s. See, he started comedy when he was 16, and he took a whole bunch of time off. And then he came back a year ago, and in that year, like, he's auditioned for Just for Laughs. He's got like headlining gigs, and that's from showing up every week with new shits and working on his shit. And I think that's to be applauded. time for Peter John Byrnes, everybody. Come have some champagne. Someone want to tell me who's next? One more time, right? You know what? Let's keep going for the next. You know what? Jasmine, this is going to be your first of 52 sets, right? Hey, one more time for Jasmine, everybody. Let's hear it for Jasmine.